What's going on, everyone? So Carter Bryant is looking great in Summer League. Now, not offensively. He has struggled offensively. But there's more to the game of basketball than offense. And a lot of people, they look at a guy and they go, oh, like, if he's not giving you 15 to 20, he's trash, he's this, he's that, and the other, right? Spurs are going to have offense. You got De'Aaron Fox, you have Victor Wembanyama, you have Dylan Harper, you have guys. You need guys that can get stops. You need guys that can defend at a high level, which you're seeing Carter Bryant do. I mean, that guy is an absolute menace out there defensively. I mean, he was getting into Dylan Harper, creating turnovers. I mean, switching 1 through 5. I mean, he was guarding big men, defending and switching out on guards, like just staying in front of guys. You can see the two-way potential. Is he still very raw? Does he have a lot of upside and growth that needs to happen? Of course. But he's a rookie, right? He's a kid. He's coming in the league. He's not going to be a finished product. I mean, even Dylan Harper wasn't a finished product. The dude would have fouled out if it was a regular season game, right? Like, it's just, again, there's pros and cons to all these young guys. Dylan Harper, you saw everything you wanted to see in his debut, right? He's out there creating that dribble penetration, applying that rim pressure. He's scoring. I want to see a little more of his playmaking abilities as we progress through Summer League, right? Defensively, he was, trying to stay in front of guys, a little overly aggressive, but that's fine. I'd rather you be overly aggressive than not aggressive at all. But you saw, like, hey, Dylan Harper, he's a rookie. He's going to have some moments. He's going to have some brilliant moments. Even the number 1 pick in Cooper Flagg, right, had a terrible first game. Hey, like, he had some moments. You saw some flashes. You saw some stuff. But, I mean, the guy was like, 5 of 21 or something like that from the floor. He was much better in the second game. But, again, he's a kid. He's going to have his ups and downs. He's going to have games where you're like, man, that guy looks like the best player in all of basketball. And you're going to have moments where you're just like, yeah, that guy, might be out of the league in 2 years. That's how it works. Right? Victor Wembanyama had some duds, some games that I'm sure he'd like to have back his rookie season. It happens, right? But I look at a guy like Carter Bryant, and I see the potential. I see, again, bare minimum, I think he's going to be like an OG type, right? Really good, a guy that every team in the league wants to have. He's probably going to get paid pretty nicely, right? Like, if he's your second, third guy, you might be in a little bit of trouble. But like as your fourth guy, you're probably one of the best teams in all of basketball, right? If he's your third guy, you're probably still a very good team in all of basketball. I think his full upside is like a Kawhi Leonard type, right? Now, obviously Kawhi Leonard's Kawhi Leonard and Carter Bryant is Carter Bryant. But I mean that like legit two-way, get you a stop, get you a bucket guy in the league, right? To a star level talent. I think worst case scenario, you're looking at like maybe like I said, an OG type where he's just defending 1 through 5, knocking down the 3. He'll have that game here and there where he gives you 20 or whatever. But again, you kind of want him as like your third or fourth option, which is perfect for the Spurs. Why? Because he's kind of the fourth guy, right? He's kind of the afterthought in a lot of ways too for, many Spurs conversations and stuff. Obviously, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Victor Wembanyama, those are the 3 guys. Those are the core guys. That's, the big 3 that they have. Now, De'Aaron Fox, right? We'll see what happens with him. I think he's at least here a year or 2, but there is the questions of like, are the Spurs going to have to trade him at some point, especially if Dylan Harper starts to come into his own a little bit, right? Like you'd have Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, you'd have Carter Bryant, Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan. I know a lot of Spurs fans really love Jeremy Sohan, but unless that guy magically develops a 3-point shot, that guy's going to be like, he's not going to be able to be your starter. Because again, Dylan Harper is not a good 3-point shooter. He's not. He wasn't in college. He was 0-4 in Summer League. I understand people are going to be like, oh, it's only 1 Summer League game. But again, you have an entire season of a sample size to go. He's not a good 3-point shooter. That doesn't mean he won't be. That doesn't mean he can't be good. He very well could be. But, again, like to keep in mind, he hasn't been. Stephon Castle wasn't a good 3-point shooter, right? Like you can't have all these guys that are like average shooting the 3 ball. Right? Like, and then you have a guy in Jeremy Sohan that's like 23%. Like, it's a problem. It's trouble. So unless he develops a like legit 3, I think you're either going to have to move him or he's going to end up being a bench guy for good majority of his career, which is fine if he's willing to accept that. But, Carter Bryant being a guy that could slot in at the 4 or the 3, I would ideally like him at the 3 and just have like that size. Go get that like, 6'10" two-way guy, right? Like a Kelly Olynyk, but younger, right? Get a young version at some point of that, right? Where you have kind of that 6'10", versatile, slot in at the 4, slot in at the 5, stretch the floor, defend, help be a help defender, right? And then a Carter Bryant out on the perimeter as like a bigger 3 that is knocking down the 3 ball, hopefully with some consistency as he grows and progresses, but also a guy that can defend, again, 1 through 5. So that way you kind of have just like that size out there. You have 2 sizable, versatile guards. You have a big 3 and D wing. You have another, 6'10", 6'9", a 6'10", versatile wing, combo guy. And then you have Victor Wembanyama kind of keeping it all together. Or move Wemby to the 4 and then go get that center at some point. If in a draft or 2, somebody ends up falling in your lap or a guy ends up becoming available that's like, oh, hey, we can get this guy and he makes sense, right? But I'm excited. I really like what we've seen from Carter Bryant. I really like the potential and what is there. He's very raw, right? But you've seen some flashes. Even on the offensive side, you've seen some flashes. His ability to kind of get to his spots, right? Like he's got to work on it. He's got to work on his shooting touch. He's got to work on the offensive side of things, but you see what you want. You can see him being a guy that can attack closeouts, stop on a dime, shoot over the top, right? Get to the basket, apply some rim pressure, be a guy that can catch and shoot, knock down the 3 ball, maybe do a little step back, knock down the 3 ball, right? He's a guy that you can see the potential of him being able to self-create some offense while also being able to create a little bit for others and defend at a high level. Right? Play on ball, play off ball. Hey, like whatever you need from me tonight, I got you. Right? Like I said, like an OG type, right? Where it's like, hey, he's a guy that is, able to hit the shots, go get you 20 on any given night. Hey, you need me to just be a catch, shoot, 3-point guy. I can do it. I can attack closeouts, put the ball on the deck, get to the basket, do all those things. Like that's what I can see Carter Bryant potentially being, right? But I also, again, see this very raw, like league could be in trouble type of player. I see a guy that, like, if you had a time machine and you went to the future and you came back and you were like, hey, just to let you know, Carter Bryant, outside of Wemby, is the best player on the Spurs. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I wouldn't, like, at all. I think Dylan Harper is going to be really good. I mean, at least offensively. That guy's going to be amazing, right? As just like a bucket getter. But defensively, is he going to be able to get stops? Is he going to be able, and the vision, the shot creation, like one of the kind of, on the draft reports on, kind of the pros and cons of Dylan Harper was the vision in which the way he sees the court, right, needs improvement. So is that something that he's going to be able to develop, right? There's questions, just like there's questions about Carter Bryant, just like there's questions about everybody, right? Because again, these guys are all kids that are unfinished products. Right? And Carter Bryant, I think sky's the limit. I never want to put a restriction on a young man. You never know. Right? Like when Giannis was drafted and looked like this, like, people were like, who is this guy? Right? Like this tall, long, skinny kid, right? That's just, what was he, like the 15th pick? Right? It's just like, you're looking at him like, okay, like cool. Like, let's see what he becomes. No one thought he was going to be the second best player in all of basketball, right? Win a championship, be an all-time great. Nikola Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Like he didn't even have the courtesy of being shown on screen. They were talking about it while a commercial was playing. You never know who that guy is going to be. Right? Dylan Harper looks like the surefire guy. Maybe he's not. Right? I'm not saying he's not going to be really good, but what if he's like the third guy and Carter Bryant's the second? Because he's the guy that's playing defense, able to hit shots. Again, I don't know. Right? But I see it. You see the potential there with Carter Bryant. It's so exciting to watch him play and just get after it defensively, that hustle, that dirty work. He's going to be a good basketball player. Like he's not a guy. Like, there's guys where you're like, yeah, like I can see him, I can see him being something, but I could also see him out of the league in 2 years. I don't see that with Carter Bryant. I see a guy that, like, bare minimum is going to be a legit, like, two-way player in this league. I'm really excited. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.